call Allah Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakdash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of GMS, those who rule well, the truth and sincerity. I'm Yalak Mara'ah from the Shepherd of Berea camp. Salutations to the Akim of the Shepherd of Berea camp, from the camp head of Thalwan Mayim to Priest Karak Al Kahan, uh, Priest Ra'ab Shapat, and Priest Malakbar. And salutations to those who are pushing in this truth and sincerity across the four winds. I was checking out this the prophet's video right here, GMS Assyrians DMV. There's a lot of beautiful lessons, or those car lessons, very powerful through the spirit. And one thing that was mentioned in the video that just struck me through the spirit was that he mentioned through the spirit that this ain't what's the word he used? He said this isn't, man, it's like I want to play it now just to get the word that he says, but I'm not sure where we're in. But more or less, not can't say it verbatim. This isn't just something that's gonna roll over. A lot of times when things happen, we just think this is just something going through the motions. This is just going through the motions. You know, this is just something going through the motions. Let me see if I could get the exact word.
We're going through the motions. No, America is
Wow,
crumbling.
that's the spirit. Hold on.
Biblical prophecy to understand the true circumstances that are at hand. And know that it's not a phase. This is not just we're going through the motions.
Right, it's not a phase. And that statement that he made through the spirit, this is not a phase, right? And Edris the prophet, this is just what I want to get, right? Now, what are we talking about? We talking about this oil crisis. We talking about the pandemic. We talking about these different events that's happening. And it seems like, every major time, they be like, there's always a major event that's gonna happen. Like in people's mind, it's like there's always something that's gonna happen, but eventually it'll get better. But what you're not realizing is that there's a baby being born. And yeah, the woman's gonna be throwing up. And you like, yeah, I'm used to her seeing her throw up. You know her, she be throwing up, you know, she be complaining about smells, you know, you know, you know what I'm saying? Her feet be getting swolled up, her feet be swolled up, her belly be getting bigger, she be complaining about her stomach aches, you know, stomach pains. She gets severe stomach pains, but it's gonna go away. But you forgetting that no, this is all happening because a baby is coming. A baby is coming. Are you not? Are we? And this is why prophecy is so important because Satan will have you deceived in this world that it's just nothing. No, there's a baby being born behind the pandemic, behind the tensions of the nations, behind all the protests that's been going on due to so-called blacks being shot down. There's a baby being born, and that baby being born is pretty much okay, referring to as Edris, the prophecies coming out. So these prophecies that's going to come out, all right, is really dealing with the destruction of this world, this current society, all right, and the Lord, okay, redeeming his elect. But these pains that you're seeing, these different situations, they're not just something that's going to roll over. They're a buildup. All right. You have technology on a buildup on one end. You got this hate crime of different nationalities on a buildup. Okay, you got tensions in the Middle East on a buildup as it speaks about a war in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Okay, you got the persecution of the prophets of the men of the Lord on a buildup, such as they was demonizing, saying that we was part of some New Jersey, they're gonna use that the Hebrew Israelites was part of the thing that happened in New Jersey, and it's just a buildup being done. And this is not just something that's just happening. All right. There's a baby being born. All right. And now you should want to know, well, ultimately, what does all of this lead to? And all of this really leads to the Most High's prophecies in which he will reveal his elect. in which he is going to destroy the wicked. All right, in which he will new rulership will be established. All right, so I'm talking about it. Let's go into Edris because it mentions about those pains, but and that's kind of like what hit me when the prophet said that. He said, it's not, it's not just a phase. And they got something called, first trimester, second trimester, I think third trimester when you go into like pregnancies. And it's almost what's going on is almost like a pregnancy. It's like, nah, there's always something going on, but you don't know. Yeah, there's always something going on because there's a baby about to be born. All right, a whole nother life force is about to enter this realm, and that's Yahweh Shah. UFOs. Oh no, this is just a phase that's going, bro. Are you bugging out? UFOs? That's not just a phase. Those are the angels showing themselves. The eyes of the Lord is on the sinful kingdom to judge this place. All right, let's get Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 38. Let's start from 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So now, as the prophet was going about the crisis oil crisis was very powerful. I didn't know that. There was one in 1972, if I'm not mistaken. He was mentioning, and that was around the same time that Amalek was doing their actual fast on the day of pretty much on the day of atonement, which they call it I forgot what they call it, but they got the, and it happened around then, and now it's happening around Ishmael's so their fast, in Ramadan. So pretty interesting the way these things are happening, how they strategic about their tax around their holidays or their fast, right? But nevertheless, aside from that, the scriptures say what? That the behold, the plagues draw nigh. Now there's a gas shortage. There has been a food shortage, all right, being exposed for a long time due to the El Nino, due to the solar minimum, and then also you had the food showing the food shortages because if these trucks if this gas is not available and it goes high, then how is trucks going to travel and drop food off? And in the middle of that, remember during the pandemic, a lot of farms stopped producing a certain amount of food because they wasn't able to get things out due to the traveling being shut down. So there's a lot that's been there's a lot that's man, what else? Slovakia. There's a lot that's been happening. All right, and these are the plagues that's drawing nigh, and within all of that, you have India on the build up, with nuclear capability. Iran never stopped. That's why they push sanctions on Iran. They've been bombing Iran. All right, that's not just a usual. Every day people, you don't seen it so much. You think, well, every once in a while, America's gonna be shooting bombs in the Middle East. It became so normalized that people think, oh yeah, there's just gonna be bombs in the Middle East every now and then. Like that's just normal. No, it's not normal, and it's actually building up to something that's even greater because now Lebanon stepped in. Now they sending foot soldiers inside of there. So there's tensions that's being built up, all right, greater than before, okay? And ultimately, the Lord is putting the spirit on these leaders to do so, all right? So it says, verse 38. As when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. So right now you're seeing these great pains, but you guys are symbolizing these great pains just as other pains were from before. But you got to remember, a whole planet was not shut down ever before in history. We're not just talking about in one country. We're talking about multiple countries has been shut down, all right, a force on taking something, all right, or you can't travel. Like that has never been done. That has never been done. Now they'll always show you about the flu, all right, that went around, but the flu didn't shut the whole world down. All right, they didn't force everybody to take it, you know what I'm talking about, for things to go as usual. And that was during the World War. Now, if we dealing with synchronizing great plagues, well, great plagues was done during basically during major wars. Now, I would say to say that wow, if that happened during World War I, and Then there is, and during these great tensions of World War III, and you got this big play going on, it kind of shows you. But this will be a final judgment. All right, that's say if the Bible. Now, again, once again, it says with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb. So the more there's like big gas shortages, oh man, this is happening in the world. The bombs being dropped. All right, they're happening all at the same time. Before it will be like once in a while you just see something. These is great pains happening at the same time because it's like 2 or 3 hours left before the birth. So we're coming down to the final hour. We're coming down to the whole world. When we say we, I'm not just saying the prophets. I'm hoping I'll be able to do. I'm hoping that the Lord show mercy, and I also for the other brothers out there that's been laboring in truth and sincerity and their families. All right, because nobody want to catch that judgment. All right, but this is coming upon the whole world. If you believe in God or not, it doesn't even matter. All right, as long as you living on this planet Earth, which if you hearing this, you are. I don't care if you saying you somewhere else. Whatever drug usage you want. All right, you fall up underneath these prophecies. All right, that what says 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compassed her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So we're not seeing a slack, all right. And then he mentioned that someone said that 2021 is gonna make 2020 look like a cakewalk. That's because they slack not a moment. They're coming forth. All of a sudden, on a door opening, okay. It's just been a rush, of fresh new killings of so-called black men. There's just been a rush, okay, on race riots. There's all of a sudden been a rush on a buildup of this hate tensions. There's been a rush now on a buildup of this war in the Middle East. All right, all right, and and other things that I might not even have mentioned. There's been a rush now on the gas price, gas shortages. All right, so these are the things that's not slacking. All right, now it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn. We all gonna mourn because guess what? Like the brother said, he couldn't get gas. It's gonna affect us. Because now the Lord is always gonna look out, but it's going to affect you. Meaning that if you used to just going down to the corner store to get food when there's a famine, it ain't gonna be that way. Now the Lord is gonna feed His prophets, but it ain't gonna be you gonna be fed where yo man, I wanna go get some oxtails today down the block, or I wanna go get this. No, it's not gonna be like that. You know, it's just like the brother went to go to the gas station. The prophet, the elder over there. He couldn't go to get the gas as usual. All right, and that is the things that all right are going to make the world mourn because you're not used to that. All right, people are not used to not having the internet. People are not used to not having a light on. Not having the lights on. People are not used to these different conditions. And even Jake that say, they grew up in the sun, well, you still more privileged in them third world countries. Living in huts and they gotta walk miles for water. You know, even in your projects, you still got water. You still got project heat right? Now, imagine, okay, when all these things shut down, because Esau wants to regulate everything. So in order for him to regulate everything, he has to put every bit of thing up on his system, which is his market beast system, and he's gonna measure it to which each person need, okay? And that's why you're gonna need to take the chip because he's gonna be measuring your usage of availabilities, and that's what all of this cryptocurrency and stuff is going into. Okay. But anyway, not to jump far out, right? It says the world shall mourn. All right, this is what you're gonna be mourning about. The job loss. All of a sudden robotics has been a step up. We've seen fake police dogs, robots, drones, deliveries. All right, the driverless cars. They got driverless delivery trucks that was hired, if I believe not, Walmart in Arkansas, and they doing like it's within a 2 mile radius that they're doing. But nevertheless, this is going to be on a higher scale. So what people who's not they're gonna mourn when they being replaced by that, right? You're not going, yay, technology, yes, technology do everything for us. So now what? We don't need you, all right? Not to say you want to be a machine for this system anyway, but then now how you gonna feed yourself? You see, it says, "And sorrow shall come upon it on every side." Oh, my people, hear my word. Now, the word is the prophecies, okay? And the Lord is talking to what? His people, which are you Israelites. That's why we come out, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and say, hear the word of the Lord. Because the Most High actually wants you to fear, repent, and wake up back, and hey, hopefully he can save you, right? Hopefully we're all hoping to be saved, all right? You know, they know that people are going to get into accidents. You know that you're going to get into accidents, yet you still buy the damn car. People, oh man, why always got to go on if God, well, bro, shit, they tell you, that accidents is going to happen. In order for you to get your driver's license, you take a defensive driving course, meaning accident. They're telling you that this shit is going to happen, but you still buy a car, and then you still buy the insurance to protect yourself from it. So why not just shut the hell up? Deal with that. God is gonna do this. Oh man, why God is gonna do this? Well, nigga, why you buying a car if you know a car you gonna get into a car? They telling you gonna get into a car. Why you gonna spend that and then thousands of dollars on insurance? Because you want to drive, right? Well, listen, we're here on the earth, all right. This is according to the Most High's prophecy. We gotta live, inside of this realm. This is what He written to happen. So now, what you do, you get insured, okay, by calling on His name, praying that Yahweh Shah blood cover you, working the best of your abilities in His law, statutes, commandments, giving out warning, treating your neighbor as yourself, and it made and really hoping and praying the Lord have mercy on you, you know. All right, so hear the word, make you ready to the battle. All right, now how you make yourself ready to the battle? It says in Ephesians the 6th chapter, take on the helmet of salvation, the sword of the spirit. It also speaks on the breastplate of righteousness. All right. It says, and let your feet be shod with the gospel of peace. So these are the different things that the Lord actually is telling you to make yourself ready to the battle. All right. So it's not saying to actually, load up on weapons and store up food and stuff like that. If you store up on food, hey, you store up on food, but nevertheless, this is what it's telling you in Ephesians the 6th chapter is how you make yourself ready to the battle, you know, and mentally prepare yourself, for the change to come. And when you are changed, like it's saying Sirach, the 2nd chapter, endure. It's going to be tough. I know it's going to be tough, because it's not a situation that you currently went through, and you're so accustomed in America. We're so accustomed to, being privileged, and you just go docile for a minute while watching entertainment and catering to the flesh, which you can't avoid, especially if you live with you live with your woman and your kids, and you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna shut everything down on the whole house. We better. It's just gonna be. You're gonna you're still gonna get into the entertainment and things of that nature. Nevertheless, I'm not saying that's where your focus or your spirit is gonna be at, right? But making yourself ready is still preparing and having that, doing these lessons, paying attention to the videos, and paying attention to what's going on in the world. All right. It says, and in those evils, even as pilgrims upon the earth, meaning be ready to leave everything behind. And that is what you got to prepare yourself and your mind for. Now, if you got a house, it goes into it, you're gonna have to leave that behind. If you got a business, you're gonna have to leave that behind. You're gonna have to leave a lot of things behind. So more or less it's just like, yeah, you building up these things, and of course you love them, because if you get a house, it ain't like you gonna put no care into your house. It's your house. You're gonna be like, well, fuck it, I ain't fixing this house. Leave it a piece of shit. I'm gonna leave it alone anyway. You know, I'm gonna leave this. I ain't gonna, nah. You still gonna you're gonna value these things, but in that time, you're gonna have to be able to forsake it, and that's what Yahweh Shah say in Matthew 19 and 28. When you forsake these things, you're gonna get them back. All right, and those are tests and the temptations. But that's why we pray that the Lord, that you enter not into temptation, because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. These are the different things that we're entering. But nevertheless, as a prophet was speaking on, saying, yeah, this is just not another phase, right? because it's not just another phase. It is another trimester that's going into to be closer to that baby actually being born. All right, as we read it in Edris, and it shows you exactly when it's talking about the woman with child. It's talking about the different plagues that draw nigh, and those plagues is judgments. You're gonna have the plague of the lake of fire. You're gonna have the plague of famine. All right, you're gonna have the plague of the apparitions, different demons and spiritual activity gonna be going on. You're gonna have the plague of the neighbor entering another man's house. All right, that's another thing. You know, I live in these neighborhoods where this is so congested with because they're like a project community, right? And they stack everybody together, and they stack everybody together. So whenever a crisis will shut down, will happen. What do you think? What do you think everybody that they're gonna? Oh, yo, I know he was getting it. He was starting. He had this going on. Had that going on. All right, and everybody gonna be looking at each other as food. All right, Esau know that this is an experiment for him, but and it says that it's not even beyond. It's beyond Esau. It's the Lord's prophecies. So that's another big thing that's gonna happen. All right, the sword. All right, just for the lack of bread. Just for the lack of bread, people are going to be killing each other. Do you think Jake is killing each other over a little bit of money or jewelry or gangs or whatever the case, whatever it may be that is individuals maybe will picking up a sword over now. When that time comes, it's going to be intensified times 1,000. All right, 'cause people will be actually like in Kings, they will actually be eating their babies. So this is how serious it's going to get. But if they got an opportunity to take from you before they eat their baby, what you think they're going to do? They're going to take from you first, right? So the Lord has to be with us, man. Especially though, I mean, in general, where you at, but those who living in them inner city, urban communities, it's gonna be hell. You get the most. If the Lord ain't dealing with you, you gonna be screwed, man. It's gonna be a lot of different spirits that's gonna be out there, man. A lot of different spirits that's gonna be out there in them inner cities with them housing communities and all of that stuff. With Jake be acting a fool now, forget about it, man. It's gonna be mother freaking I am legend zombies out there freaking what's that movie called? With Denzel Washington, The Book of Eli. Man, people, man, females setting you up this, that, and the third. Man, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell, man. It's really gonna be hell. Like, but this is the buildup. So when these events are happening, they're not just gonna roll over. Everybody was getting these stimulus this, stimulus that. Then it was talking about how it was gonna go. They were gonna make a cryptocurrency for because that's gonna be the payments for everybody. They was talking about the UBI, universal basic income. That is going what they're gonna put people on. Now people used to traveling, going here, doing that, and they put them on a universal basic income. All right, and they're not able to make their side hustle. And the girls out there who selling the box, then you got more competition of females selling their bodies, and then you got to compete with AR, augmented reality, virtual reality. You know, you know what I'm saying? They dudes getting off watching augmented reality, virtual reality. Then they got sex dolls. you know, y'all gonna be hurting. So everybody ribs is gonna be touching however they eating, and it's gonna bring a heavy tension. The dudes who's out there selling pounds of the exotic, yo, I got the fire, dawa, 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 and they setting up all these medical dispensaries. What you gonna do? You out the game now. You through. You're done. All right. And guess what? Now you gotta find a new hustle. But what's gonna be the new hustle? Especially when you ain't going to jobs. The regular working citizens who was working jobs trying to do that, trying to keep it straight and narrow when you losing jobs. So it's gonna be tough for everybody. I speak for even myself. That's why the spirit of the Lord, you know, watch and pray. You don't enter into temptation, and the Lord also deliver you. All right, but the Lord have spoken about Him, having care for His elect. All right, so they're gonna be good regardless of what's going down. Real talk, you know. But once again, speaking on those phases, these are the different things that are happening, all right? but they're happening to bring forth that child. All right, and the plagues is not slack. They're gonna come out more and more and more intense until this place is destroyed. That's the ultimate reason for all of that happening. Is to show you what wickedness and rebellion against God will bring forth, and it's gonna bring forth a major, pitiful, sorrowful destruction. All right, but at the same time, it's a beautiful destruction because it is the end of all wickedness and it's the beginning of righteousness. All right. So when people hear, oh man, we see this place destroyed, we want to see it destroyed because we want to see righteousness from. It's not like we just out to just see shit destroyed. All right. That's not our MO, or the Israelites want to see this shit destroyed. Well, we ain't shooting bombs. We ain't making guns. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. All right. Them niggas over there is making bombs and guns. All right. Them niggas over there put people into hardcore slavery. So I don't know what you talking about. All right. We want to see the end of wickedness. And if it takes that being done because this society won't get it, then that's what got to be done. And we all the way with it if God written it. All right? And you soft ass niggas out there who be watching us and watching our videos and making slick ass comments, the Most High gonna judge you. All right? You with this program. Yeah, you with motherfuckers out there kidnapping kids, doing sacrifices, putting all of this poison out here, putting people on universal basic income, defrauding people for their bread, drugging people up, all right, giving them some jab and some magnetic shit is in there. You with that shit, man. Giving people GMOs. You with that shit. We ready to see this place destroyed so we can finally see righteousness realm and we can actually know how a real fruit tastes, real ear smell. All right? What it is to deal with aversion. How it is to really teach your kids the right from wrong instead of your school teaching them. None of you niggas teach your kids. The school teach your kids. All right, I have a son. I have not taught him. The school have taught him. He learned all of that from the school. All right, so if he's so used to this teacher looking this way, he's always going to look up to these people as his leaders. All right, until the Lord put the spirit on him, like, yo, these are the wicked. Right? So you know you people are with this shit, but you at the same time you complain about it. So which one it is? We telling you, yeah, you complaining about it, it needs to be destroyed, but you, oh, nah, I don't need to be destroyed. They just gotta get better. No, they ain't getting better. They never gonna change. They're the wicked. Most High designed them to be the wicked so you could turn back to him. Not so you can go cry to them to change their ways. The Lord made them this way so you can cry to him. That's it. Cry to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Repent to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Pour out your heart to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's what you ought to do. All right? These plagues is coming forth. The phases is not going to stop. This is not a phase. This is not a hiccup. This is just not another thing that us tough Americans will get through. You know, they just think America's just some fucking rolling stone that, we just fucking roll through shit, we just the hardest motherfuckers out here. Yeah, we just roll through shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, take the roof. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, this place is falling, bro. If you don't see that, then you need to go get some prescription glasses. You're gonna go have to get prescribed to a doctor, all right, and get them cataracts out your eye, all right, and use some of this eye salve because this place is really falling. Now you got this dude Billy, what is his name, Billy Porter, all right, doing a gay dad movie. All right, what the hell is that? How the fuck did we get to two gay dads when you can't even have, when a so-called black man haven't even mastered being a dad with a woman? All right, here it is. You got females kicking fathers out to do this and get extra money, put them on child support. They haven't figured that routine out, and y'all got getting the two gay dads, two dads. Well, how about we figure out the situation with the dad and the woman first before you even get to two dads? How about we don't even look at two dads, in general, because they don't even bring forth kids. But why would we focus on the highlight of that? Why would y'all do that? Because y'all the wicked. This is why this place needs to be destroyed. Then you pushing at the kids that that's okay and families is gonna be raised that way. No, ain't no way two dads is gonna bring forth a baby. It ain't no way two dads is gonna bring forth a baby, man. That's wicked as all hell. America, this is why those plagues is coming on your ass. All right? Let me get that actually, man. I know, I'm just but this is it's so much stuff you can't You can't just stay on one topic. That's real talk. Back then you could stick one on one topic, because it wasn't a lot of things going on. It was just literally like be that one little thing going on. It's so much stuff going on. Here it is. GMS Watchman put a beautiful article out. With Delta saying they mandating that future employees get that jab. Come on, this is prophecies, man. How this going to slow down? Tobit 4 and 13. Now, especially with all of this LGBT, you had this dude, Little Nas X. Let's not even forget that. That was a major thing that just happened. And it's so many more. Tobit 4 and 13. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, which we all had. In this nigga culture, you despise it. Damn, nigga ain't fly, nigga, bum ass nigga. You know what I mean? Get some money, nigga. Like we just despise one another. Like, damn. Anytime you hear a rapper talking, he's shitting on. So he ain't shitting on that Indian nigga in the corner who ain't fly. He ain't shitting on Aki in the corner store who ain't fly. He's shitting on the same dude who grew up in the same projects as him, ain't have it, but you getting at him like you discovered something. No, dude, you over here. Who knows how you getting your money? Truthfully honest, some of you niggas, especially this money bag yo dude. Yeah, I mean, I just went federal. I just went federal. I'm talking to federal. Yeah, you more like me. I'm more like federal. How you saying all of this shit? How you got it? Somebody's working. No way y'all just getting money by just talking on beats all day. Somebody's working, and you guys are getting cut checks for promoting sin. It can't be no other way. It can't be no other way. All right. Anyway, despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction. And there's a lot of pride, gay pride, black pride, woman pride, you name it. All right, American pride. It's just pride all up and down this damn place, man. Nobody wants to be humble. Nobody wants to help the next person out. Nobody wants to just be like, you know what? What about what this person wants rather than what I want? You know what? What if this person that is not okay with what I'm doing? What if this person is not okay? What if people here in this society is not okay with eating GMOs? What if they're not okay with me pushing these different activities here? You just don't care. What if the animals is not okay with it? Here it is, you got mass extinction of bees, beautiful animals and creatures of God. You just don't give a shit. What if the fucking mosquitoes you just dropped over in Florida? What if did you ask them if they're okay with being genetically modified to fucking change the whole reconstruction of mosquitoes? That's fucked up. The damn mosquitoes are not okay with it. It says, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction and much trouble. And this is why, wow, this is why it's much trouble here. This is why it won't stop. More trouble is coming. More trouble. You guys are in trouble. Real talk. And you saying, oh, you're investigating the UFOs? No, nigga, the investigation is happening to your ass. The UFOs is watching you and all your funky ass plans that you got. You in trouble. You in trouble with God. Father has been watching you. All right? You always been in trouble, Esau. Cause you trouble. You been born trouble. That should have been your name. Trouble. In much trouble and in lewdness. All right, all of this Billy Porter, all this homosexual females walking around ass naked, slut walks. I mean, yo, man, it's oversaturated, bro. It's oversaturated, man. Like, I really wish I did grow up in the 70s, but I'm happy I grew up here in this time because we get to see the downfall. But damn, yo, it's too much. Yes, seeing a female with a nice body shape is dope. It's cool. Every man loves to see that. But that's too much when you showing your ass constantly to everybody and you walking around like that. And then you're stressful of neck and your voices. Yo, man, it's just all to I'd just rather not look. I had to vent, so Salakia. It says, for in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want. All right? What is great want? Okay? Lewdness is decay. What are we seeing? We're seeing the decay of the infrastructure. We're seeing the decay of a dollar. We're seeing the decay of the people. We're seeing the decay of a mindset. We're seeing of a decay of resources. All right. We're seeing of a decay of a whole society. All right. And great want. Great wants. Okay. That's what it said. Everybody wants this. Lewdness is bringing forth a great. I want this. I want that. I want that. It's just so lewd. All right. For lewdness is the mother of famine, and that's what it come out. Oh, we talking about those babies. That trimester, first trimester. This is in a phase. This is third trimester of famine. All right. Soon that baby famine is gonna be born, and sure enough, man, people are gonna become cannibalism. You're gonna turn from being a crip to a cannibalistic crip. All right. You're gonna be turned from a folk to a cannibalistic folk. You're gonna be turned from a blood to a cannibalistic. You really gonna be drinking blood. All right. This is what is the Most High is gonna bring forth. So repent. Just give it in. Throw in a towel, bro. Just throw it in. Throw it in. Sometimes I get caught up. I just throw in a towel. Shit, man. I throw in a towel. Lord, forgive me. This you have your wants and things. It's like at the end of the day, of course you're in the body. You're gonna want things. You're gonna desire things. But this time in this society that we're in, all right. These prophecies is going to over trump anything you want to do. You might want to go here, you might want to do it, but you can't. And especially how wicked everything is, and to access these things is going to be you're going to be only be able to do that if you take this, right? So you gotta. It's just like putting that all aside. Excuse me, right? So there was a mother of famine. So that's what's to come. Lord's will is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah by Shem Kakadash Salakia for the rant and the words, choice of words. But you know, but that's through the spirit where the phases just hit me when I was listening to the prophet speak, and I thought about those birth pains, bringing forth when a woman was with child. All right, and when you go back to Second Esdras, the 16th chapter, all right, it actually tells a lot, and all the way down it talks about the persecution of the prophets, but it say be not afraid that because let me get this, Second Esdras 16 and 74. Oh, hear, O ye my beloved. What is this talking about? This is talking about the elect. Saith thee, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. Because that's what these phases is bringing forth. All right, the trouble. It says are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So you have to be a believer that he is a deliverer. All right, you have to believe in that. All right. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt. You can't doubt, oh man, am I gonna make it out this? Like, yo, man, it's just, yo, I'm in these communities. Fuck, man. When these people start going crazy, man, am I gonna get killed? Am I gonna get destroyed? You know, am I gonna suffer famine? And my kids gonna starve or this, that, and the third? It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh is your God. The Lord is gonna guide us, Hey, he did it to the men of old. That's why I say to look at it in Sirach, the second chapter, because it builds up faith. All right. It says, in the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts. So if you want the Lord to guide you, what you got to do, you got to keep his what? Commandments and precepts. All right. Go on the highways and byways. Love thy neighbor as thyself. All right. The top ones that the Lord said to do. You know, repent. You know, these are the things that we have to do. It says, saith the Lord God, let not your sins weigh you down. And hey, we all sinners, but you can't let the sins weigh you down to where you don't think you're gonna be delivered, right? It says, weigh you down, let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Right. So cause Satan gonna be playing on our minds even hard too. Satan gonna be playing on you harder. Cause weighing you down is like you can't move, like you stuck, you know. But he's gonna play hard. Satan is man. He's gonna play hard. Hey, if you're the elect, you're the elect. You know, he can't really do anything to you. I mean, he can touch you up like he did Job, but he can't. He really can't. Conquer you because the Lord already chosen you, right? But you have to believe in that. Really, this is what this comes down to because it isn't anything physical. we do have sins. So shit, obviously let that iniquities, that if it was dealing with you being able to physical, it's a mental thing. It's gonna be mental thing, and those are things that shit I know I have real big trouble with. But hey, brothers, pray for one another. We be more strong minded, and don't let the sins weigh you down, because you don't want to put those doubt demons on yourself, right? As the scriptures is saying, because it says, "Woe be unto them that are bound with their iniquities and covered with their iniquities, are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and a path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through." So the Most High, you got all that stopping you. The Most High can't travel through. He can't get to you. He can't get to you. I think I almost had a dream like that one time. I'm trying to like reach out. There was a lion, but it was a lion on a gate, and I fell, and I just couldn't get up. I'm like, yo, just but it was like something. This was a while ago. It just hit me just now to think about it, because it's like, yo, don't let yourself block. Don't let it block you, man. Don't let it block. Don't let you block you. That's what it really is. But it's Satan. It's Satan. He'll play on your mental. Yeah, you're not in the spirit. You're not doing it. You did. You got to be able to continue to walk in the spirit. And keep doing the right things. In your daily walk in life, especially around your brothers. Which was a beautiful lesson the brother did. But that also helps get rid of a lot of things. When you're doing what's right around your brothers, it makes you feel better. It makes you know, I'm doing what's right through the spirit to the best of my ability. So you make sure you able to you do extra, or you do more. It says, "Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, in the path that no man." I read that. Verse 78. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. So, hey, those who just by being blocked and stuck in your mind, like you think you stuck in your ways, you can burn. You can burn that way. You will actually be part of that lake of fire. You will actually be part of that lake of fire. And this is what, even resulting back to ultimately where we started, this is what the phases is bringing forth. Really bringing forth to show who's the elect going to be. All right. And who the wicked was. All right. Who the Lord chosen. You know. And this thing, man, is all with belief and faith. Once again. So call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Until the next time, Shalom.